This is the fifth and last part of my video series of post-war flat cars. The aerial target launching car used the so-called Coanda effect, named after Henry Coanda, to keep an air balloon suspended over the car. The car contained a battery-driven blower, and when switched on, the balloon was floating above the car, whether or not it was moving. In the 1962 catalogue, this car was named Turbo Missile Firing Car or Turbo Missile Launching Car and numbered 3349. In the 1963 and 64 catalogue, it also had the number 3309. The launcher could be winded and when released flew off. The mechanism in my cars are worn out and do not work properly anymore. The cable wheels car was offered sporadically over the years from 1962 to the end of the classical Lionel period in 1969. It was delivered with two empty cable wheels. My car has an additional third one. The car transported a single, unpainted orange girder with Lionel in raised letters. In the catalogue it was standing up, as I show it here, on the rotating platform. In use it was flat on the car and held by an elastic band supplied with the car. Most of my original bands are gone and replaced by ordinary rubber bands. Project Mercury was the first human spaceflight program of the United States, running from 1958 to 1963. Its goal was to put a capsule with a man into Earth orbit and return him safely. The US reached this orbit goal on February 20, 1962, when John Glenn made 3 orbits around the Earth. This Lionel car, produced in that year, 1962, carries 2 Mercury capsules. This mobile launcher used the same catapult as the 175 rocket launcher shown in part 2 of my flat car video series. There was a special rocket delivered with this car, which I do not have. The rocket had a booster and a separate Mercury capsule. The booster was tied to the car with a string, and the capsule flew higher and came down with a parachute. Here I only use the simple rocket delivered with the 175 launcher. The cherry picker car was a supplement to the Mercury capsule launching car. The latter was adapted from the fireman and ladder car shown in part 3 of my flat car video series. The astronaut in the cabin was lifted to the rocket to enter it. It could swing into the cabin and therefore seemed to be disappeared. The load of this car was a tank of liquefied gas. It was made out of cardboard, wrapped in white paper. My version is a reproduction from 1998 by modern Lionel. It is, however, nicely done. The catalogues were no longer as splendid as in the 50s. The pictures are now black and white. The missile on this car was produced by the company Sterling Plastics, which had developed it as a pencil case for their own production line. The Sterling product had a pencil sharpener underneath the Mercury capsule, which was omitted in the Lionel products. This was the last flat car introduced by Lionel. It did not appear in the catalogue, since it was part of a set produced for JCPenney's. With it came 4 bullets made out of wood and painted silver. 3 fit into the cannon tube and I shoot them to my target, the 6470 exploding boxcar.